From the dark side, Bill Cornette proudly presents the Mindight Express. They are accompanied by Big Bubba. And now, the World Tag Team Champions from the Volunteer State, Tennessee, with a combined wrestling weight of 430 pounds, Ricky and Robert, Laura and Bo.
All right, fans, here we go. Welcome back to Chaos Corner. It's Bash 87 War Games. Right now in the ring here on Guardian of Chaos, the YouTube channel. For Chaos Corner, as I just said, it's the Mindight Express and the Rock and Roll Express in a double title match. The Rock and Roll Express are the NWA World Tag Team Champions, and the Mindight Express of Bobby Eaton and Stan Lane with Jim Cornette are the United States Tag Team Champions. You guys kind of caught me off guard there. I forgot the camera was on. Who told you to press the button? I get it. 1980s stuff here. 2 camera angles. That bitch over here that I have to eat with for a sound system. And of course, you know, VHS, TV, the 80s op board with the levers and the sound is bouncing back and forth. You guys get it, right? I don't care about the green screen and Patreon and paywalls and super chats or editing or any of that. You're live to tape, raw dog, one man, unique, unedited, unscripted for you, the fans. That's what you get here. Drop an elbow on that like button. Sit back and enjoy. Let me lower the volume. It's a little bit of a distraction. This is going to be, as the kids say, a banger. I can't thank you guys enough for being here. I have to be honest. We just came out of an unbelievable matchup with the Freebirds in a 6-man tag team match over Koloff, Manny Fernandez, and Paul Jones. And I don't know, 3 or 4 minute match, including the moonwalk by Michael Hayes. Right now, in the ring, Stan Lane, who just got tossed out of the ring like yesterday's news, like a tossed salad. It's Ricky Morton. It's Robert Gibson. And this legendary feud and matchup between the Mindight Express. And there's Big Bubba Rogers, who's also at ringside at this point in 1987. Here in the time machine, remember the time frame. Beautiful collar and elbow. Gibson and Stan Lane. Here comes the tag. Ricky Morton taking over on Stan Lane. Now remember, the Mindight Express were not only Stan Lane and Bobby Eaton, but the originals of Dennis Condrey and Bobby Eaton. Right now with the hair pull, Stan Lane in the back, a quick kick up by Ricky Morton. Look how much younger everyone is back here. Rest in peace, Bobby Eaton, a true legend, one of the best in the game. Stan Lane around the ring, do-si-do, back inside. Beautiful arm toss by Morton on Stan Lane. Beautiful Japanese underhook arm drag by Morton. Who knew? The boys from Tennessee. 2 count. Lane with his foot on the ropes. That's what I call ring awareness, fans. You have to have ring awareness. Here's the tag. Look at the Rock and Roll Express back here in 87. Still doing it here in 2024. Quick tags, cutting off the ring, staying on your opponent, not getting him a chance to get to the other corner, breaking down the wind and the stamina. Lane finally gets into Bobby Eaton. Beautiful arm drag by, hold on. I got the balls meant to lift this. By Robert Gibson, who tags in Ricky Morton. Now it's Morton and Bobby Eaton. Did you hear that cough? It sounded deep. I feel great. Just got back from the gym. Feel tremendous. Doing war games. Look at the strength on Eaton as Morton stands up on top of him, up on his shoulders. Down. Off the ropes. Spear by Morton on Eaton. Both men back in the corner. Big hip toss by Ricky Morton. You do show after show like this live to tape. A beautiful Hurricane Rana by Ricky Morton on Bobby Eaton. The throat gets a little crazy. That's why I have the tea, the coffee, the halls. You got to do it. I've been doing this for the broadcasting and interviews and the hype man since late 80s, early 90s. Let that sink in till today, current day, in PAPW, Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling in 2024. You got to take care of the money maker. So I apologize for that cough. Another quick tag. Gibson with a beautiful heel toss. Goes through a head scissors, but in the wrong part of town. And Bobby Eaton laying out of nowhere with a right to the proboscis. Here comes Sweet Stan. And on Gibson. Picks him up. Big backbreaker. Again, no cough button, no edit button here. Beautiful double team maneuver by the Midnight Express as Tommy Young is distracted. Now remember, here at War Games, there's still the 2 rings. No cage anymore after the War Games match, but there's still 2 rings set up here side by side. So it looks kind of odd and kind of weird. And a big knee to the lower back, the 3rd vertebrae of the lower lumbar region by the Midnight Express, and Gibson's outside of the ring in big trouble. Let me tone down my antics. I'm feeling it a little bit right now, fans. We want to be able to get through this. Let me get a little beverage. Right now, Eaton taking over on Robert Gibson. In the corner. Big tag team match. 2 titles on the line. The World Championships and the United States Tag Team titles. Beautiful, educated feet and spinning roundhouse kick by Stan Lane to the abdomen of Robert Gibson. Gibson's in big trouble. Quick tags. This is what the Midnight Express is known for. Eaton back in. Drop toe hold by Stan Lane. Followed with the flying elbow by Bobby Eaton. Beautiful double team maneuver. Midnight Express, very underrated in my opinion. Perhaps on the Mount Rushmore of tag teams? No? Maybe? Give me your Mount Rushmore. We know who number 1 is. The Road Warriors. That's right. No question about that. Say what you want about their in-ring work. The Road Warriors are the best tag team in the history of professional wrestling. Just my opinion. And look at how the Midnight Express, Lane and Eaton, will not let Gibson get to the corner of Ricky Morton. Now you know how they power up and face up when the Rock and Roll Express are together. And here it is. The old roll over the top rope. The tag. Gibson. Here comes Ricky Morton. Taking out both Condrey and Eaton. I'm sorry, Lane and Eaton. Bear with me with this cough, guys. Once it gets going here with the allergies. Far side. Double drop kick by the Express. The Rock and Roll Express. The fans and the girls and the teeny pimple-faced little young girls, they go crazy, the teenagers back in the day for the Rock and Roll Express. All 4 men are in the ring. It's breaking down. Morton off the ropes. And Big Bubba out of nowhere. Big body slam. Down goes Ricky Morton. Here's the cover by Bobby Eaton, and his hat is still in the ring. Tommy Young grabs the hat, calls for the bell, and says it's obviously a disqualification, outside interference from Big Bubba. He left his hat in the ring, and Tommy Young is exit stage right, going to grab the United States Tag Team titles. Now, this is a disqualification, so the Rock and Roll Express will keep the NWA World Tag Team titles, and the Midnight Express will keep the U.S. titles. Big Bubba got caught on this one. And there it is. Disqualification. Your winners, Rock and Roll Express, Ricky Morton, Robert Gibson over Stan Lane, Bobby Eaton with Big Bubba and Jim Cornette. And again, I'll be back. Don't go anywhere. I got to tighten up the pipes. Your winners, the Rock and Roll Express by disqualification. I'll say that to say this because I tell it like it is. Wait. Don't you dare miss it. Wait, was Cornette even here on this match? I see Big Bubba, but I don't see Jim Cornette at ringside. Hold on, fans. Don't go anywhere. We're only 10 minutes in. Was this when Corny was injured? Big Bubba comes in out of nowhere, picks up Morton with a big body slam, big side slam, slams him into the ground. A hat is left in the ring, and I am correct on this one. There was no Jim Cornette here at ringside. This when Cornette was recovering. If you listen to his podcast or you know the history, you know what's going on throughout Cornette's career and the scaffold match and the Midnight Express and everything that they've done. I mean, it really is something. And this was where Corny was injured, his knee, from the fall, from the scaffold, from the Great American Bash. Or no, Starrcade. Let me get my facts straight. Tore his ligament. Bubba didn't catch him against Animal and Hawk. And that was Dennis Condrey and Bobby Eaton in the Night of the Skywalkers, the scaffold match. So I stand corrected. That's why I didn't sign off yet. I had to go back and make sure that I got this. Guys, bear with me here. Bear with me. I want to make sure I have the historical facts correct. Because that's right. Cornette was injured. Injured in the Night of the Skywalkers, the Road Warriors against Condrey and Bobby Eaton in the scaffold match, the Midnight Express. Cornette, Big Bubba. Corny crawls all the way up. They catch him. Animal has him. He's hanging from the scaffold, and he goes to drop. The plan was for the Bubba to catch him and roll after Condrey and Eaton have already fallen off the scaffold. Legendary match. Legendary history and facts. That's what you get here. You come here to learn things. So you could talk to someone at the tavern or the pub or the restaurant or on the road or in the water cooler or co-workers or on your own show. You learn things. Cornette was not here for Bash 87, the War Games. Big Bubba cost him the match and a legendary hat in the ring. I just wanted to make sure I got this historically accurate. That's what I do. Now I could say, I'll say that to say this, because I tell it like it is. Don't you dare miss it. We're coming back. We have more. We're still live? Live to tape?